Hello, welcome back. My name is Venus and I'll be going over the Azur Promilia trailer in full depth today. I tried my hardest to pick out any small details I could find that would hopefully piece together a bigger picture of what's to expect in the future. I do want to say that the game is in very early stages, so it's likely that everything and anything could change. Without further ado, let's get into likely the most important aspect of any combat-based game, the combat system. Azur Promilia follows a 3-member team format, which may be unfamiliar for those who are accustomed to Hoyoverse games' traditional 4 characters. Whenever engaging combat with an enemy in the open world, an enclosed arena barrier will be put up allowing you to freely fight the monsters within it. Azur Promilia has a familiar combat format involving an auto attack pattern, a basic skill, and an ultimate ability. You can also see that there is a dash button with 3 total charges that begin charging over time after usage. The charge time is actually pretty short, which lends to the fast-paced combat of Azur Promilia. When fighting, you have the ability to dodge, and not just dodge but counterattack. I like this. It feels more rewarding to have high APM and gain an offensive bonus from dodging attacks. Most notably of these features is the combo counter in the left corner. Stringing together rapid attacks makes the combo counter uptick and possibly gives a damage bonus the higher and longer you keep this combo going. Nearby, you'll notice combat voice lines, which are a nice touch for character immersion. Something really interesting I noticed but still confuses me a bit involves the action of switching characters mid-combat. It appears that upon switching characters mid-combat, the previous character will stay on the field for a moment and unleash one last collaborative attack before disappearing. I believe this is linked to the 3-diamond UI in the bottom center of the screen, which charges over time and may correspond to available collab attacks from characters you switch out. This is an especially nice detail for making combat feel much smoother. I'm not sure how important elemental typing is in this game as compared to games like Genshin. However, it appears that elements will play a part in this game, as so far we have seen fire, water, lightning, ice, earth, and star power. I'm assuming this is the mysterious element used by the main character. There's also plant element, which is only currently used by Kibo. I'm hoping we get a plant character soon and we don't have the Dendro curse of Genshin. If you know, you know. Lastly is this orange element type that I initially thought was physical damage, as Varda's translated ability page states that she does physical damage. However, in the gameplay we see her using purple lightning, making this element even more mysterious. As for weapon types, it seems that this is more fluid than a standard weapon typing system, as characters in this game use everything from chakrams to giant hammers. I appreciate this being implemented as it allows for more character diversity. Next up is one of the more popular aspects of combat, the ultimate animations, and Azur Promilia does not fail to deliver. It appears that this game will have ultimate animations for 4 stars and 5 stars, since we know that the main character is a 4-star but has an animation anyways. More on character rarity later. Now I want to talk about shield breaking, and why I think this may be an integral aspect of gameplay. Any combat system featuring shield breaks capitalizes on this by making enemies basically impenetrable unless shield broken first, leaving them in a vulnerable state and take more damage. It appears once the shield meter reaches a certain threshold, your equipped Kibo can collab attack to finish off the shield for you. You may notice these small icons next to your character and enemy health bars. These are status effects. I can't say for sure what these ones exactly mean, however it would appear there are some standard ones such as burning and other elemental applications. Perhaps we will have a reaction system? Although I find it very unlikely based on what we have seen so far. Arguably just as important as the combat system, you can't have an open world RPG without the open world, and I believe the world building and aesthetic of Azur Promilia lends itself well to the fantasy vibe it was going for. Most excitingly is the showcase of mountable pets, or Kibos as they are called. These aren't simple horses though. You have an array of options to choose from which allow you faster travel on the ground and in the sky. It's not often that you see flyable mounts, so this is especially nice to see, and the flying mechanic looks really smooth as well. Perhaps we will get pets who can traverse water in the future. There is a UI wheel that you can use to swap out mountable pets. All you need to do is whistle and you're ready to go. Besides world traversal, the Kibos have even more to them besides fighting and Ubering you around. They are also integral for interacting with open world puzzles and functions. Based on the element of the Kibo equipped, they can perform different tasks such as revitalizing plants, filling things up with water, mining ore, breaking structures, and lighting fires. Some general information I gathered is that the Kibos also follow you around in the open world, and all I ask is that I can pet them please. Additionally, Kibo roam around freely, able to be caught or engage into combat with them. Upon obtaining a Kibo, you'll be shown a screen showcasing all of your Kibo stats, and these stats will be graded on how good they are. This means that Kibo building and optimizing may be an important factor in this game. Perhaps similar to weapon banners and other gacha games, we will have premium Kibos with strong stat lines and abilities. These Kibos, similar to Pokemon, also seem to follow an evolution line. I'm not sure that every Kibo has an evolved form, but we see all throughout the gameplay and even in the trailer that Kibos are capable of evolution. Each of your characters have their own Kibos, which means that you can have a pretty decent elemental coverage for open world exploration and puzzles. Kibos level with your characters after combat, meaning that they'll grow alongside your active character. Another function reminiscent of Pokemon is the mysterious eggs scattered around that can be collected and likely hatched into Mystery Kibo. The eggs have varying appearances, leading me to believe they may be corresponding to their element type. Now that we've covered most of the Kibo information, we can move on to more traditional open world exploration such as collecting loot, foraging, and treasure chests. Something I was so excited to see was auto collection of drops loot. The times of running around for 5 seconds or more gathering the loot from a fight is over. They simply automatically enter your inventory whenever you are near the particles. Completing puzzles and destroying things in the overworld will net you materials and currencies, which is likely used for pulling characters. These miscellaneous materials might be used in crafting and character or Kibo building, so it'll be important to forage materials often. Besides basic puzzles, there also seem to be special challenges and combat-related puzzles that award you with treasure chests such as this interactable totem with enemies guarding it. Maybe after defeating the horde of monsters you'll be given a large reward. There's also this reconstruction puzzle that reminds me of the waypoints in Genshin Impact. It's not clear whether you can actually fast travel to these points, but it would be interesting to see this included in Azur Promilia. Chests give you currency and legendary material drops. These can be found throughout the overworld, protected by a shield that is probably unlocked after fulfilling some prerequisite. There appears to be scattered villager camps around too. This may be enemy camps or part of the Furrian village we see in the preview trailer. Lastly, we can expect to see a multitude of biomes ranging from forests, rivers, plains, and even snowy biomes. I'm excited to explore the world of Azur Promilia. It seems that Manju has done an amazing job at making this game look and feel cozy. Now for the long-awaited topic of slavery. Farming. You have a home base of sorts which you can use to plant crops, decorate, and fulfill a multitude of other tasks. Your Kibo will be essential to running a successful home base, as they can be used to till dirt into soil, water your plants, and spread seeds for you. It appears different elemental Kibos will perform different functions. The Earth Kibo create plots, the Water Kibo water the crops, and Plant Kibos disperse seeds and possibly fertilize nearby plants. The UI shows the different types of seeds you can plant, the time it takes to grow them, as well as value of the plant, meaning you can probably sell your crops for currency. After collecting your crops, I assume you can either cook with them or sell them. Off to the other side of the farm are these furnaces which are being fueled by fire Kibo. Perhaps these are used for cooking or smelting. There is a cattle area towards the top of the base where a bunch of Kibo hang out together. I'm guessing this is where captured Kibo will roam and allow you to interact or train them. There's also several small structures around the camp, including some old friends such as Terara and him, which means blacksmithing will be available, I assume. The large home in the back of the village is the only other thing I noticed, and I hope it'll be an indoors area to decorate. Now last but certainly not least is the UI of the game. The first thing I notice in the top left corner is the mini-map, questline button, and what appears to be a day and night cycle bordering the map. Beneath that is the mount and dismount button, which looks like a saddle. One of the most exciting, albeit overlooked things I noticed is the chat section, which almost ensures there will be some capacity of co-op involved in this game. In the top right is your standard escape menu, mail, and inventory buttons. Beneath are the playable character icons, which feature their health and ultimate energy bars, I believe, as well as their equipped Kibo. Near the character icons is a potion icon, which I believe to be consumables such as regenerative and buffing foods. The roll button at the bottom is to view your character details. The home button beside it is to presumably travel to your home base. The next button is likely for your Kibos. There's also a cooking option, and something roughly translated into illustrated book, which I believe will store info on your quests like a glossary of monsters you encounter and more. And lastly is the achievement button on the end. To the right side we can see a formation button for changing your team setup. The top button seems to translate into every month, which could be a placeholder for events or banners held seasonally. And the adventure button is likely for story and adventure progression or game modes, but I'm not super sure. In the top right corner is what appears to be a stamina system, likely for claiming rewards from your daily chores similar to the Genshin Resin system. The top left side includes your settings, friends list, most likely your user profile, your camera, and I'm unsure what the last button represents, but it could be for pulling characters off the gacha. When you enter the character detail screen, you'll see 3 main sectors for each character. their stat spread, their active ability info, and your interaction page. Your details show the individual stats of your characters, such as hit points, attack, physical defense, and magical defense. The skills page shows all of your active abilities and the numbers associated with them. The interaction page allows you to visit your characters, give them gifts, and listen to their voice lines. You can also read about their story, watch cutscenes, as well as what appears to be a bond or friendship system that goes from 1 to 50. I'm guessing that upon reaching bond level 50, you'll gain some sort of reward or bonus from said character. It's also possible that if this game follows in the footsteps of its predecessor, Azur Lane, then marriage may be possible after level 50. This is completely theory, but the marriage function doesn't seem far-fetched and has been highly requested. Lastly is the character loadout page. Azur Promilia seems to allow you to have multiple save team loadouts. The characters also have different color bars underneath their icon, purple and gold. Gold historically meaning 5-star rarity, so we can expect that purple means 4-star. This is why I believe 4-stars get burst animations, because of the inclusion of a 5-star animation for the Starcomer, who was shown to be a 4-star themselves. There's a one-click formation button which I'm guessing auto-creates a team for you. You're also able to equip any of your Kibo on your active characters here. I'm not sure if there is some sort of elemental resonance between Kibo and their companion, however we see characters in the demo use Kibos from the same elemental type throughout the trailer. It goes without saying that everyone is relatively excited to see what Azur Promilia brings us, myself included. I did my best to look at every little detail I could find in the trailer and hopefully translate or clarify any confusing parts for you. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Leave a comment telling me what you're most excited for in Azur Promilia. If your answer is the characters, well then you're in luck. I already made a video covering all the playable and future playable characters in Azur Promilia. Feel free to check that video out if you're interested.